We live. We back at it again. Your favorite hood therapist is back again. D Slim No G. That's Stay Silent the movement. Yeah, man. We back with another one, man. We live, man. Let some of my Stay Silent family get up in the building. I ain't gonna be in here long, man. I just had something on my mind, man. I want to talk about real quick, man. You know, about, you don't gotta be ashamed, you know, the narcissist abused you. I'm gonna let a couple of y'all get in here. If you in here, hit that thumbs up. Let me know y'all in here. Hope everybody had a productive work day. The Mondays be hell, man. The Mondays be hell. What's going on, Queen? Glad to see you in the building. Yeah, the Mondays be hell. I know how it is going back to work on the Monday after being off for a weekend, especially if you had a long weekend. Like my weekends was crazy. My weekend started from Thursday, so I used to hate Mondays. Going back to work on the dang on Monday, and you have to get back into the groove of things. But shout out to my real subscribers, man. I hope everybody in the building hit the thumbs up. Let me know y'all in here. Let me know if you're a real subscriber, a real family member, or you are monetized. There you go. Hit the building. Thank you, Alexis Michelle. Appreciate you. Good evening. Shalom. Blessings to everybody. Let me know I got some people in here. Let's get 10 people in the building, man. Get 10 thumbs up before we get into this live tonight, man. Yeah, I dropped the video today, y'all. Hope y'all went and checked it out, man. It was talking about why the narcissists really want to kill y'all. Because I've been hearing a lot of people saying how that they fear the scheming demon want to kill them. So it's important to know why they really want to kill y'all, how valuable that you was to them. They just can't take it no more, man. Yes, sir. Beatrice, good evening, Queen Shalom. Glad somebody in the building. But I've been seeing a lot, on these lives. When I comment, not even in the lives, but when I be looking, going back through my little videos at night, doing my homework on the what I'm saying, on the content, on the messages that we be putting out, because you got to study your homework. Make sure you ain't talking too crazy. But I'm hearing a lot of people, it's a lot of men too. So I'm trying to let some brothers get in here, but a lot of men they get into narcissistic relationships, with situationships, abusive relationships. Before they begin abuse, right? I'm gonna say it like this: men think they got to be hard all the time. Most guys feel like they always got to be masculine. They got to be tough. They don't have a vulnerable side. But when it comes to a woman and love, a man have a vulnerable side. You know what I mean? Like his heart gonna go soft for a woman, especially if he really like her. But the dangerous part is about it is if he fall in love with a narcissist, if he fall in love with a scheming demon, that's a whole nother ball game. And a man being a man think he's masculine, he's not gonna tell the homies, man, I think my girl is cheating on me. I think my girl is future faking me. She gaslight me, man. I think my girl is manipulating me. I think my girl is a narcissist. Most men not gonna tell their homies that. So instead, they'll go through a silent abuse, dealing with somebody that's having them walking around on eggshells, talking to you real dirty. And this goes for male and female, y'all. Now, I ain't gonna just say this for male, but I'm just using the male version right now. Talking to y'all dirty, um, just doing all different types of things to devalue you, to show you that they don't appreciate you, and just to treat you like a dog. And if you somebody doing you like that, and you really love them, right? And you trying to do all you can. You going out your way to show them that you love them, man. You damn near watching their dirty draws. You when an argument come, you trying to turn the left cheek, and you trying to like be the bigger man in the situation. When things pop off, but it's nothing working. But then you get to a point in the relationship where you just can't take it no more. Where the Most High just really open your eyes up, and you just see things for what it really is, and people that surround you, they already don't see it for what it really is. It's just you who's been abused, and so you can't see it for what it really is. And when it's like that, most men, and when it's happened to women too, but most men really be embarrassed. They be shamed. Most men don't want to tell another man or go tell somebody else that's close to them that, hey man, listen, my girl. been disloyal to me, or my girl treat me like a dog, or my girl don't appreciate me, or my girl don't value me. That's embarrassing to a man. Now, a woman, most y'all been going through that. Men been, you know what I mean. Women been going through that, but when that really happened to a man, that really hurt a man. I mean, and y'all guys out here in the comment section, y'all, if you even the men out here, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know that really hurt a man. But I'm here to tell you that you don't gotta be shamed, man. You know, abuse can happen to anybody, yo. You know, it can happen to anybody. And it happen to females too. What's going on, Kanita, White Weight, Deitrice, everybody in the chat? Yeah, it can happen to a woman too. But what I'm saying is the narcissist will get you somewhere, right? And isolate you. And I'm gonna stay on top of y'all, but just help me build my case. They will get you somewhere, isolate you. And what I mean by isolate you, get you away from your family, get you away from your loved ones, your friends, get you away from anybody that care anything about you, that care enough to when something is going wrong, they're gonna tap in and say something. That's what the narcissist is gonna do. So you be embarrassed because you be don't fail for the crackhead games. You feel don't fail for all the Willy Bobo ass lies, and you don't follow them halfway across the country to some remote country town where they ain't even got a Walmart or a McDonald's 15 miles away, and they get you out there. And you been on told your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your boss, you don't quit your damn job to move to West Boom, I don't know, Boom, fuck, wherever they moving to thought start a new life with the scheming demon. But then to kind of find out it ain't what you think it is. The relationship that you thought was a relationship was really a situationship. But you know, the people that was around you that really cared about you, you know, they didn't want to make it seem like they was hating, so they really didn't say too much. They wanted they had they was it was things was fishy, but they respect you enough that it, since you ain't say nothing, they ain't gonna say nothing. You like it, they love it. That's what most good friends do. I just hate to say it, but that's the cliche, and that's really sometimes how it is. If you like it, they love it. But they didn't know you was with a narcissist. But they seen you getting distance. They seen your phone calls getting short. They seen that you going into a whole nother zone, a whole nother character and person of who you really was. But they respected you, so they didn't get in your business. And in a way that hurted you. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you have see anybody that you think is dealing with any type of abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, sexual abuse, whatever, any type of abuse, narcissistic abuse, and you spot it, if you really care about them, inform them on what they're going through. You know, try to ask them some questions about what they're going through. You know, try to get, try to see what people going through, man, because people be going through stuff, man, in relationships, especially relationships when they being manipulated, and people is, what I mean, doing things to devalue them and unappreciate them. That's embarrassing. You got women right now that might got married to a guy who hold official office, and they got a nice home, they got a nice car, they dress nice, they got beautiful kids, but at the end of the day, they miserable. They hate each other. She married to a narcissist, but she's so embarrassed to tell her friends, tell her mama, her coworker that the husband ain't nothing but the devil. He treated her like a dirty dog. So she stays stuck and stagnant in a relationship for years and years and years until God get tired of their foolishness and break it up. But I'm here to tell you now we got the proper knowledge that we don't have to wait that long. Then when you see somebody ain't right for you, they mistreating you, and you see the red flags, it's okay to get away from them, man. It's okay to get away from them, man. Did you said yes, or they will pretend and move in with you on a dime, turn your house upside down. They try to turn your own kids against your demons. I mean, that's what they do. They are the author. They are the author of confusion. Kanita J says, yes, bro, like that viral video that is going around with this old ass passport, bro, married at young 24 from another country and baby trapped her. It's a narc in all, it's all online. Yeah, that's true. That's why you better, hey, that's why I say them day naps is a mug, man. I tell people all the time, when you be meeting people on them date naps, ain't no telling what you gonna get it. It's like Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you gonna damn get, man. You never know what you're gonna get out here when you're on them dating apps, because people can be anybody on them dating apps, man. They could be anybody you want. They could say anything that they think you want to hear. And most of the time, the people that's on there, man, when you do get in meeting them and you get into a situationship with them, they've been on there so long, that's their behavior. They ain't gonna want to get off it. So now you're gonna have a problem with them lying and cheating on you because they don't got so used to being on there. People validating them, telling them good morning, queen or king, you look good. Just a whole bunch of weird stuff. So that's gonna be bad for you too. So it's kind of like after dating the narcissist, you got to learn how to really take your time. Take your time, man, and focus on you and pray and be in the right places, man, and go out and try to, meet like-minded people and let the Most High do the rest, man. That's what I think, man. Kenije say they love bomb you, so you praise them. So when they masks come out, they make you scared to tell who they really are when they abusing you. Mm. They love bomb you to praise them. So when the masks come out, they make you scared. Yeah, but I feel like this. Um, that's the whole thing about it. That's when that's when the real drama begins. Is when they be exposed. Like I was telling you in the video, everything is cool as long as you don't know the gig. The problem starts when you learn and understand what's going on. If you go along with everything the narcissists do, everything will be fine. If you let them cheat on you, if you let them lie to you, if you let them continue to future fake you, gaslight you, triangulate you, and you just continue to let them manipulate you, hey man, y'all will have a life happy ever after. The problem starts is when you wake up, when you see them for who they really is, when you see them for the truth, when you start to ask them questions about the crackhead games they playing and they got to answer to you and make up all these lies, because the narcissists they believe they lies. They showing them so deep they got to believe their own lies, man. They got to get caught up in their own stories with me, because this is a part of their life. It's like a movie star, but the only difference is they stay acting. They don't give it up. They don't quit. They always, what I mean, on to the next play, if I should say, man. And they'll get you. And the crazy part about that, that's why so many people be feeling ashamed, because you was got by somebody that you trusted. You was got by somebody that you believed in, man. And check this out. If you didn't learn anything else from dealing with the narcissist, I want y'all to learn this. Trust is earned, y'all. Trust is earned, guys. If y'all don't get nothing else out this live tonight, I want y'all to listen to what I'm finna tell y'all right now. Trust is the foundation of every relationship. I'm gonna say that again. Trust is the foundation of every relationship. You can't trust a narcissist. Therefore, you can never have a relationship with them, because y'all will never have a solid foundation. People that you can't trust, you shouldn't deal with them, because it ain't gonna do nothing but bring you stress and strife in your life. You're gonna walk on eggshells. It won't be a good situation to deal with anybody, whether you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. Because trust is everything, man. And that's what happened with the narcissist. They betrayed you, and betrayal is a choice. When people betray you, they choose to betray you. It was not an accident. The narcissist betrayed you intentionally. It wasn't an accident. And they showed you that because they betrayed you more than one time. Every time they disrespected you, they betrayed you, you know, every time. So you got to understand that. That's why a lot of things go on with you with the narcissist. And honestly, and we'll get into that later videos, the narcissist, they really robbed you and they damaged you emotionally, that even after you have dealt with the narcissist, now you always got your antennas up looking for the red flags now, just because what the scheming demon has done to you, because now you are very aware that you got people out here that will come into your life that really don't love you, will lie to you, will cheat on you, and manipulate you, take your finances, and when you don't got a dime left and nowhere to go, they're gonna leave you high and dry by yourself. Yes, people out here like that, man. God showing us that. He's showing us that. Yvette Lee Muller next said, yes, they will. People are paying with after effect. Yes, they will. People are paying with the after effect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Break that down to me. I think I know what you're talking about, but break it down to me, Queen. They find themselves in the same bullish with someone different, but thinking about you. That's true. If you are with someone better, they end up they end up the same, but you can end up with better. That's true too. But yeah, but they don't want you to get better. Let me see what you got going on. You gotta say yes. So true. Let God hear you for your spouse. Yeah. See, that's the main thing, man. Let me tell you something. Please get healed before you get back out here in the dating game. Because if not, you're gonna be emotionally unavailable. And I know y'all want me to drop the video about being emotionally unavailable. Maybe the video tonight, if it do, we'll see how it do, and we're about to drop that video. We'll get it sometime in the week, man, because you don't want to be emotionally unavailable. Meaning that you can't attach to somebody else because of your past trauma, your past experience, or just because that you know your heart still into chasing a narcissist or your ex boyfriend or your ex girlfriend, man. You know, so that was a real good one. I liked it that, man. I liked it that. I like when y'all had them good comments, man. God is love, man. Said right, right, yes, man. Be talking about something. She talking about karma. Y'all just said right, amen. It is already over before you begin with the narc. It's only about passing time and wasting time till they find your replacement. That's right. You sure right about that, Queen. You sure right about that. I would have dropped the link for you. I didn't know you was at the JOB tonight or not, man. But shout out to you. But yeah, man, that's what they do. What's so crazy? And I think that's the most craziest part about it, man. That they know from the jump, from the get go, they already know your expiration date. They already know that you are not the one that they plan on being committed to for marriage, or even just to be a serious girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. That you are really just a fling. A narcissist has a they emotionally unavailable. But not everybody that's emotionally unavailable is a narcissist. But a narcissist, yes, they very much emotionally unavailable. They don't believe in being really attached to nobody. Yes, they do believe in having flings and going person to person, all that good stuff like that, man. Um, you were correct when you stated about the emotional damage. Yes, man, the emotional damage is a mother effer after dealing with a narcissist, because it's kind of like everybody you run into now, you just thinking, damn, man, is they gonna be a narcissist, or you just sitting back waiting on red flags after red flags, or you just like, if they do something that just really don't sit right with you, you know what I mean? You kind of like, and you might speak on it, and it might be a turn off to them and push them away. That's why I say, man, you got to really like heal and get to a space in your life where really, man, you focus on you, and just focus on you and the Most High. And what happened is what happened. If you go out here and they mess up their blessing, because you the real deal. If they go out there and they mess up their blessing, which is you, then that's them. But the narcissist, you definitely gonna be different after dealing with the scheming demon. You ain't gonna trust a soul, man. But that's what God want us to know, that you can't trust people. So I don't think it's being paranoid. I don't think it's being crazy. I think it's how God wants you to be. He wants you to be vigilant. He wants you to be mindful. And I think that'll help you to choose your mate a little bit closer to what we've been doing, man. We'll look more into their soul instead of just looking at their outer shell. That's a good one though, right? Or my being patient, I need to slow down. Yeah, man, just slow down and wait on God, and you know what I mean. Just put your mind on God and pray, man. Somebody might knock on your door. You just never know where you might find love at, man. Hell, I'm still single out here, just like y'all. Life after the narcissist, trying to just live, But I got a purpose now, so just find you a purpose, man, and let life and love find you. Yvette said, yes, it is. But don't get on the day, them day, man, them dating apps. I ain't gonna say what you can and can't do, but I'm just telling you, if you on a dating app, expect disappointment. Kanita J said, it is okay. School break is over, so back to work in the morning with my fifth graders. Okay, look at the teacher. Good evening. What's up, Shalom? She said, yeah, they play in your face and wait for you to get mad or explode. And you know what's so crazy? It's funny you say that, right? The scheming demon will deliberately do things that they know gonna piss you off. Like they will deliberately do things that they know gonna aggravate you, that's gonna make you go into a frenzy, that's gonna make you go into a cussing match. Anything to make your energy match theirs so they could have a reason to look at you and say, look at you, you talking about me? Man, that's how they is, man. You know, that's just how the narcissist is, man. Like they would like, and the thing about it, you could tell them, hey, you know, you're doing something to hurt. This is how I started knowing that they was a narcissist. When I would tell them certain things that, hey, you're doing stuff that really bothered me. You're doing stuff that hurt my feelings. But I didn't know they was a narcissist. But I thought they were just retarded. I just thought, man, they playing crackhead games and she just retarded. But when people keep doing the same thing that you ask them not to do, that's a big red flag. They showing that they don't respect you. They showing that they don't appreciate you, and that's another big sign is being a narcissist. That control mechanism that they're gonna do what they want to do when they want to do it. You don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. No type of empathy. See, that's the thing. A narcissist got no type of empathy, which means they don't even think for a minute about how stuff gonna make you feel, and that's the big problem. You know what I mean? So that's why it's no changing a narcissist trying to be in love with them because they don't got no empathy. They're not gonna never look at what you're going through and put themselves in your shoes. It's always gonna be about them. Always gonna be about them. My ex narcissist didn't want me out of his. He didn't want me out of his sight. Okay, they be real insecure and control freaks. You know what? That's good. That's funny you say that. I see a lot of males like that. I know a lot of male narcissists that's like that. Like they might have the girl on the phone all day. You know, she can't go nowhere without them. All that, man. That's crazy to me. And that's a big, and listen, queen or king, when you see somebody like that don't want to let you get off the phone all day, that everywhere you go, they got to know where you at, you got to check in, all this, that's a big red flag, man. You might be dealing with a controlling person. I don't want to just say a narcissist, but they very much could be. But I know some narcissists that is like that. Everywhere you go, they got to know where you at. You at work, who you talking to, what time you getting off. I mean, what you ate for damn lunch? Did you take a shit at work today? You know, just keeping it real, man. Yes. They treat you like you're not a human being. Well, that's because they in their mind they delusion. They think you're supposed to be perfect. A narcissist think that when you take a crap, it don't supposed to smell. You know, that's how they felt. You know what? My ex narc, I never seen her take a crap. The whole time I was with her, I never seen her take a crap. That let you know the type of games that they play, that they want you to make you think that they perfect. Who around here that don't take a shit or don't pass gas? But that's how delusion they is. They try to make themselves seem just perfect, like they don't do no wrong. If anybody ever experienced that, drop that in the comment section. I'm healing after a narcissist relationship. My life was walking on eggshells with a man. I walked away. I'm healing in God's care. I'm happy. I feel so much peace. All right, thank you. And God gonna continue to bless you. He gonna continue to boss your situation up because here's the thing about it. You had enough faith and you had enough heart to walk away from the enemy. You know, you had enough faith to walk away from somebody that was hurting you and wasn't mean you no harm. You ain't lose nothing. You really just gained the blessing. You know, you just got that demon out your life, man. So don't feel like you lost anything. And I know some days gonna be better than others and you might be sad. But at the end of the day, man, the best deserve the best, man. Don't ever forget that. B-Red said, yep, that was him. Yep. Starlight Scholar said, no contact. Yeah, you got to go that no contact because that no contact going to heal you, man. You know, the more you talk to that demon, the more they're going to manipulate you, the more they're going to keep you. in the pond, and more they gonna keep you in the splendor blender, believing them crackhead lies, and you ain't gonna go nowhere. You'll mess around and you'll get married to them and be in a 50-year marriage, die, they get insurance on you, and they go buy somebody else a Bentley. I just threw that in there. Yvette Lee Melanek said, it's not good when everyone around you is a narcissist partner and family. Yeah, you got to get from around them. Got to get from around them. Ebony Love G said, hey, y'all, hey, shalom. But God is good. It's healing time. Healing is a process. Yes, healing is a process. And healing take time. You don't heal overnight. And healing, it starts, what I mean, you know, it's a process. And every person heals different, man. Don't put a time limit on it. Don't rush it. You know what I mean? Just heal. Take some time to yourself. Take some time away from social media. Just whatever you do, make sure that you get away from any old activities or any old things that you did with the narcissist, man, to get your mind back right. That's all it's about. It's about getting your mind back right. BB Life, mine too. Let me say, BB Life, mine too. He would want to talk all day. It was draining. It was, she said it was draining. She said, I'm a likable person, and Narc hated that 2025, this would be 5 years out and get by my 5 years wasted with that clown. Yeah, I understand. That's what I tell people all the time, Queen, that you can get money back, but you can't get wasted time back. That's why it's very, very, very important that when the Most High pull the veil off your eyes and show you who that scheming demon is, that you not waste another minute or another second with that devil, because your time is precious, man. Your time is vital. And I know a lot of times, we wake up and think we're gonna live to see tomorrow and we're gonna do this next year. But God is the best of planners, man. He only know, if you're gonna live to see tomorrow. So don't be hasty and don't be arrogant if you're dealing with these demons. That's what I tell you. If you know what you're going through, go ahead and start planning your escape, man. Because guess what? They're just like you plotting and stuff like that, the narcissists, they plotting and planning too. They plotting and planning too. It took me years. They attack your life, spirit, and soul. I needed the time to bounce back. Yeah, it take time. Sometimes you have to get away. Sometimes you have to restart. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. Sometimes the Most High will allow you to hit rock bottom from dealing with a scheming demon, just to show you that guess what? That the same person that you put before Most High left you down with nothing. Now somebody tell me, did y'all get that? I said that the Most High will let the narcissist drag you and use you until you ain't got nothing else, and then now you got to run back to God, and now the narcissist don't left you down and not by yourself. Now tell me what y'all think about that. Hmm. Does anybody look for red flag? Yep, my ex did everything for the next chick that he never did for me. Mind you, I was like his wife 2 years later. Both are deceased. He committed suicide and murdered her. Don't take it lightly. Get out. Y'all see what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm glad you pulled up, Queen. I was just saying today, man, that narcissist is a demon and they will do anything demonic. They'll do anything crazy, especially when they can't get their way. You don't want to be with him no more. You think you his property, and he embarrassed that you don't expose him. It might tell the world. Come on, man, get out of here. He wants you dead. He want to knock the meat out your taco. Come on now. That's good for you. Keep going. Okay. Okay. Human tornadoes. They F stuff up and be on their way. Yeah, I told you that's what they do. They'll screw your whole damn life up, man. You listen what they'll do. They'll come into your life, man. You'll have a business, 10 cars, uh, $300,000 or $250,000, and the next thing you know, you're dealing with them, man. You'll have a penny, and you'll be living in the Salvation Army around the damn 10 speed selling Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, man. And the narcissist won't even pick up their phone for you, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yes, mom, they are evil. I know I'm chosen because it would been me, but Jesus. In my T-Pain voice, were we in love with the demon? Wake up, you can't love a demon. Nah, and they ain't gonna love you. They will always take it out on the next woman. Yeah, the new, but they don't love the new supply either. I graduated with my degree. He was so jealous. He want money. He talked about getting me a ring, but all he saw me for was money. I'm opening a funeral home, and he was just with me for money. Yeah, you was a supply. But you know what? I'm glad you seen what he was there for. And see, that's the thing when you deal with the scheming demon, man. That's that word supply. You could be the supply. You could be the sex supply. You could be the money supply. You could be the emotional supply. You could be the food supply. You could be the living supply. It's a lot of different things. You could be the take me to work supply, to buy me clothes supply, to buy me crack supply, to buy me weed supply. I mean, you never know. Only they know where you fit in and what category you fit in. That's crazy, but that's just the way it really, really is, man. She says, Evan, I had so many dreams and ignored my discernment. Then one day the spirit led me out. Yeah, God gonna show you, but it's up to you to believe the Most High. You're gonna believe what Satan telling you. Free indeed. We got a new one, y'all. Sandra Rucker said, my ex was sleeping with his sister. You ain't, come on. Hold on. I'm read this again, y'all. Now, I'm gonna have to pull you up now. You're gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to pull. Y'all be talking about so much crazy stuff over here. I'm gonna have to start pulling y'all some of y'all ass up now. Shit. My ex was sleeping with his sister. The whole family are diabolical, parasitic, desolate karmics. I exposed them, and his sister started throwing black magic at me. Lord have mercy. Where you met these demonic people at, man? Some backwood country town, man. Yeah, y'all better be careful, man. Dealing with these type of people. But yeah, that's definitely demonic. Sleeping with your sister and your brother. Yeah, they ain't nothing but a narcissist, man. That sound crazy. That sound real crazy, man. That's crazy. Emily Love Jesus, I'm so glad I got free. I'm glad you did too. I am no supply. I'm a value. That's right. You better be a value. That's why you got to get from around the narcissists because they don't value nothing but they self. Yes, yes, thank you. Let me see. Right. Yes, no contact is the only way, and let God get you back in position, get your mind back right. Get that devil out your life, man. Get back right. Well, y'all in, we ain't here, ain't it? Never walk in with emotions. Look at things objectively. Yeah, you can't show the narcissist when you're down. You can't show them that you're feeling bad because they're gonna run with when you're vulnerable. That's one thing about the narcissist. They ain't like a regular. I told you they don't have no empathy in them. They don't got no type of compassion for you. So if you're going through something, you lose your job, your car tear up, or your feelings hurt by anything they doing to you, you better keep that stone face and not share it with the narcissist because they're gonna run with it. God revealed to me that I was with the narc and I run away from him 3 years now. I told you, D, about the incest. Yeah, you did say that. I'm gonna have to pull you up on that, Queen. You sure did tell me that. But see, that's how I know that the narcissist is a real full-fledged demon. It ain't just a narcissist, they really are a demon. Only a demon would sleep with his sister and his brother. You gotta think about it. I don't care how horny you is as a man. How can your wood get hard laying on top of your sister, penetrating your sister, and when the act is over, you got to look in your sister's face, and that's still your damn sister? You got to be either mentally ill or a real scheming demon. Man, y'all help me out in the comments and tell me what y'all think because that just sound real crazy, and I would love to pull y'all up on the platform. We're gonna have to get that one in motion, y'all. You have start all over. I'm moving again. Yeah, you got to do that. Sometimes you got to start all over because here's the thing about it. It's the emotional abuse you went through, and you're gonna you got history with them, and then you're gonna have a lot of things that's gonna remind you of them, and then you're gonna be thinking about the good and the bad. And I know people always say the good outweigh the bad, but not with the damn narcissist because it ain't gonna never be good. It wasn't never good. It was all manipulation. Even when you thought the times was good, they was running game on you. Then all the time they was being sweet to you. They was future faking. They was gaslighting. Yeah, man, they were triangulating you then. So it was never good with the narcissist. It was all fake. You never knew the narcissist, and you still don't know him. Jabez said, get restraining order. No, you got to get the restraining order because you really want somebody out your life, man, that's stalking you, that don't mean you no harm, that's out here trying to, smear campaign you, out here just threatening your life, all that, man. You want them out your life, you have to go through drastic measures to get them out your life. That's not snitching. That's not being a telltale. That's defending yourself as being an adult, man. Starlight Scholar say I'm free. Then Bun said that's a real demon sleeping with family. Sick. Hey man, that's what I'm telling you. To sleep with your sister, your brother, your mama, your daddy, you gotta be a real scheming demon. You gotta be a real devil, man, to sleep with your sister, your brother. You got to be a real devil, man. Ain't no other way, man. Ain't no other way. What else can you be, man? Who would sleep with their sister? Somebody that y'all got the same mama, the same daddy. Y'all grew up together. Used to piss in the bed together. Take baths together. Share ham and cheese and bologna and grilled cheese sandwich together. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Free as all, look. Ain't no way. They act like they are always so damn horny, then do it and wake up with shame, especially the DL knock and the incest knock. Hey man, I don't think I can ever get that horny to have sex with my sister or my brother. I don't think there's enough sex in the world because I think God will put a curse on you just for doing that. And that's just my opinion now. I'm just saying how I feel. We rebuke the scheming demon and their family. Yes, sir, you got to rebuke them. That's right. She says, yep, I messed up my credit, maxing out 60K in cars and Helic loans in 2 years. Almost lost my house and business, but I left in time. Found out he was plotting with a other against me. Yeah, another supplier. Yeah, that's what it's because he seen you waking up. See, one thing about the narcissist, man, they just like you ain't paying them no attention, but they learning you. They got you in a splinter blender, so they seeing what tactics is working on you the best, and they seeing what that they been with you after a while so long, they still start to wear off. Because after a while, man, you gonna come up out of that thing. When people be in a coma, either you gonna die, or you gonna stand to have your damn life, or you gonna come up out of it. And God shook you, and He woke you up out of it. And that's when they knew, okay, it's time to start working on some new supply. Y'all got to start doing, even though they always trying to get it, but when they start seeing that you really finna shut down and you waking up now, they really got to get some new supply, man. Yes, they are cursed, man. Dateline is full of narc stories. Okay. They use you to look good, exactly, because you're a chosen one. Your light shining, just not on the outside, but in the inside. Then when you go places, man, people is checking you out. You know what I mean? Everybody want to be around you. You the life of the party. Hell, why not? And they hate it because that's not in them. They fake. They got to be somebody that they not. People don't even really know who they really are, but you do. That's why they hate you because they know that you got access to expose they grimy self. Scholar said this trying to get. Oh yeah, we get it over here, baby. We know that we dealing with a demon. We already know that they'll do anything. She just told you they'll sleep with your sister and your brother. Imagine that walking in the house and somebody slapping cheeks with their brother and their sister. Gotta be a demon. That's not a narcissist. That's a demon, man. That's a damn demon, man. This channel talks truth. No contact. Yeah, no contact, man. If you want to get the narcissist out your life, now, if you want to keep that scheming demon around, then keep playing around with them. Keep on hitting them up every night on Facebook and Instagram, telling them you love them, and your heart gonna stay broke. You're gonna stay broke, getting them your money. You're gonna stay emotionally and stressed out and spiritually stressed out. And hey, you never know how your life gonna end. You might end up sleeping on the street behind a subway in a cardboard box in the name of love. Don't do it. Stay no contact, family. The reason they don't constantly make love is because this is a good one. Like I got you on this one. Watch this. The reason they don't constantly make love is because their minds and imagination is always focused on two or more people, not including you. Now, guess what? That's true. But I'm gonna add something else too. I'm gonna add something else to that. Guess what? They don't share no empathy. And what that means is when they don't have empathy, they don't care about being intimate with you. only they only want to get down to the trash and sex when it's when they get horny or when they want to do it. But you notice when you with a narcissist that you still feel alone because they don't have empathy. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about you feeling sad. They don't care about you feeling horny and you need to be touched. They don't know that because intimacy is not just sex. Intimacy is just a feeling of bonding and being there, just emotionally tied with each other, and they can't produce that. They can't show you that, man. So that right there was a good one right there. I really like that. So that's a good one. They might do lay there slapping cheeks, think about the next door neighbor, or thinking about the other boyfriend at work that they be giving head to when they at work and they ain't answering their phone early in the morning, and she telling you, "Hey, now I'm just busy there with my boss." No, you getting them cheek slapped. Yeah, that's they do all that, man. But at the same time, they don't share no empathy, so they ain't really crazy about making love to you, making you feel good, building a bond with you, and all that. It's about them. When they want to get some, it's because they horny. That's all. I like it that, man. Yes. Uh, the name Buster said yes, cause he always. Hold on. I don't remember. Yes, cause he always said, "I studied you. I know how you move," but he didn't see that move when I walked out, blocked and deleted and got a restraining order. Yeah, he ain't see that move, and that was a good move, cause you moved in silent, and that's how you got to do when you dealing with the scheming demon, man. You got to move in silence, man, because if you don't, they're gonna try to manipulate you. They're gonna try to come up with a plan, an ideal way, or they might even trying to kill you. So when you find out you're dealing with a scheming demon, a narcissist, man, you trying to get away, do like the queen did right there and move in silence, man. That was a good one. BB Light says, you be trying to make them look good so that you don't look bad, but they don't care about you looking bad so they could look good if you know what I'm. Oh, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Like, check it out. Like, for example, you'll break up with the narcissist and y'all have y'all pictures on Facebook. Y'all can't stand each other, but they don't want you to take the pictures down because they want people to think y'all still in good standings, but y'all really hate each other. Because in their mind, they think they still got control over you and that it's a game and that you're gonna come back to them because they're gonna play them crackhead games and reel you back in. Because the narcissists don't never really want it to end. They really don't. They just want to put your ass on timeout on the shelf like a toy and pick you up and come and get you when they ready to play again. But they don't work like that no more. Them days is over and dead. They like the breadcrumbs you to keep self-esteem low. Yeah, and to make them feel good. It's about making them feel good. It's really never about you. Yeah, if they make you feel low, that's cool. They'll make you feel low to make themselves seem like they a boss. That's crazy, but that's how they satanic, demonic mind work. Everything, let me see, around from here, yes. Everything about a narc is fake, period. You right about that, everything about them is fake. Yeah, they think sex is love. Yeah, they might do. They use sex as a manipulation, as a tool. They'll either use sex to try to get something out of you, or they might try to withhold sex from you to punish you. It get deep when you're dealing with them dummies, man. She said, "Oh my God." They're always watching and lurking at you, yes, because they think you their property. They got to make sure that you ain't getting away. They got to make sure you ain't coming up. That's what they're watching you all about. They got to just make sure that you ain't getting away. They got to make sure that they still got their foot on your neck, and they also got to make sure that if they ever need to turn around, that they can come back to you. They got to keep an eye on you, man. They don't want to let their supply get too far and not know what's going on. Nook said, very true. Gotta say, I mean, they are always micromanaging you, controlling you. That's what they're always trying to do. They always trying to control you. They got to control you. The nurses always want to know where you at and what you doing because that way they gonna schedule their life around what you doing so they can make their plans too. So you got to watch out for that. Yep, that's why they micromanage you so they can make sure that they doing what they need to do without them getting caught and you getting into what they trying to do. Thank God I wasn't in the situation for too long. They are a cursed demon from the pits of hell. Yeah, man, I'm glad you got out early. Some people end up getting caught up in a situation for years, being manipulated, being abused, getting their heart ripped out, and they could in that same process you've been with them, it could take that same time getting over them. Just because you ain't around a person don't mean you're over a person, man. It's gonna be memories that's gonna still be in your mind of things that y'all did, places that y'all went to TV shows, movies, sights and smells. So it'll take time. But like I said, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. The narcissist is the one that should be ashamed. The person that's out here just disgrading you, disvaluing you, not appreciating you, walking over you like a rug and treating you like a dog. They the ones who need to be embarrassed, not you. And and that's the sad thing about it, man. Like the queen was saying about how they want to make themselves look good. That's the reason why a lot of y'all are shamed being abused by the narcissist, because you lied to the people about how good they was to you, but you knew all along that they wasn't shit, man. And that's why you so embarrassed, man, because you knew they wasn't nothing, and you lied to everybody. You made them think they was something, but they really wasn't. So now it made you look bad, and so now people gonna be looking at you all upside your head like you damn crazy. Withholding sex is a good because they may give you an STD or have an STD and bring it to you. Yeah, and they don't care. Yeah, narcissists go out here with no rubber, male or female, have sex with somebody else and bring it back to you because they don't care. They don't care. And they'll give you something, they're gonna leave you hanging by yourself. And that's the sad part about it. They'll mess around and give you herpes, hey y'all bumped and lumped up. Now who wants some bumped and lumped? And nobody don't want to deal with you. Now the narcissist going on about their business, and then they still to turn right around and they'll blame you, man. Crazy but so true. Crazy but so true. They want to control everything but themselves. They can't control themselves because they've been controlled by the enemy. They've been controlled by the devil. He slept with his daughter, 11-year-old. He slept with his daughter, 11-year-old. See? See the type of demonic things that they do? Child molester, rapist, demon, narcissist, do anything. They'll do anything, man. You can't put nothing past them. A person with a person, a person, a person with no, a person with no empathy, a person with no type of compassion, a person with no type of understanding. They will, they will, they will do that to you. They will do that to you, man. They will rape somebody. I mean, I wouldn't put that past that. He tried to do something to an 11-year-old. That wouldn't put me surprise me that one of them had sex with a had a person with a sex with a goat, or they had sex with a dog. It wouldn't surprise me not one little bit if they did any of them types of things, because the mind frame of a narcissist is they got the mind frame of a demon, and they will do anything. They will do anything. They will do anything. So I mean, that's my take and my feel on that, man. Let me see what y'all saying in this comment section right here, man. Let me see what you're saying right here. They are delusional, sick, and twisted demons. I'm glad I got away and I would never look back. 15 months not free. I got my peace and my sanity back. Yeah, because you got from around them. Yeah, you got from around them. You got to get from around them. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up in a bad situation. That's why I always tell. That's why you hear me always talking about uh bad company corrupts good habits. Bad company corrupts good habits. Being not even yoked with an unbeliever. You know what I mean? Staying around away from these type of demonic forces and these type of demonic things, because they're gonna bring evil spirits in your life. They're gonna bring bad situations in your life. They're gonna bring just all type. Energy don't lie. And I'm gonna tell you something. I bet a lot of y'all, when y'all was with the Nord, they brought a lot of drama and things into y'all life, man. Yeah, man. She said they are delusional, sick, twisted demons. I'm glad I got away. I will never look back. Don't look back, family. That's the been blessing of your life. Not looking back. Move in silence, even with family members. Yeah, you got to move in silence, period, because most people not happy for you anyway. Sometimes you got to move in silence until you complete the mission. Complete the mission. Don't less talking. You know what I mean? More executing. Let's do that for 2025. Less talking, more executing, and stay not free. She says facts. She said right. Want to control you, but have no control. Yeah, they want to control you. Don't let nobody control you but yourself and God. She said Randy Lynn said, I thought it was hard with my ex-husband, but it's really hard going no contact with your parents. Yeah, I mean, I mean, and with your parents, man, it's a little different. I mean, you can say hi to your mom and your dad. You just have to set boundaries, and you have to deal with them with a long handle spoon. You just can't get caught up in that foolishness, man. That's all. Yvette Lee Mullinex says, pray to remove the demonic soul ties. Yeah, you gotta pray to ask God to remove them demonic soul ties because you was really in bondage with a real devil. You was with a demon, man. You was with somebody that was really trying to get you, that Satan sent into your life to try to knock you off course of the most high. Yeah, you gotta pray, man, because one, you was living in sin with him 9 times out of 10, especially if you weren't married. You know what I mean? And if you was married, y'all was unevenly yoked. So you definitely gotta pray to get that demonic force out your life. Yep, you can't put nothing past them. Yeah, you can't. You can't put nothing past them. That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta. That's why you can't put nothing past them, and you can't trust them. They will do anything. They'll do anything. They'll lie. They'll say anything to say they sold. They'll lie through their teeth. So if you catch them cheating, they'll put their hands on a stack of Bibles. They'll swear on their mama grave, and know they'll be lying through their teeth, man. That's how narcissists roll. You can't trust them, man. She said, yes, you definitely have to break those ties. You got to break them ties. And sometimes that be the hardest thing, is breaking them ties from somebody that you love and somebody that you thought loved you. You know, that betrayal hurt, man. But, just like they betrayed you and you know for a fact they made that a choice to do it, you got to make it a choice that they made to make them stand on business because you better than that. She said they will lie about the relations they have with their friends and be DL. They have no sexual. Man, listen, a demon is a demon. So that you got to keep that in mind too. A demon is a demon. Starlight Scarlet says, the Lord warned me to get away. I obeyed the Lord. Yeah, you better, because when you don't, and when you be dead broke, and when you ain't got a dime and a pot to piss in and want to throw it out, you're gonna sit back and you're gonna wish you was obedient. You wish you was obedient. That's what I'm telling y'all. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Don't be sitting around the narcissist, around that scheming demon, talking about you gonna leave when you get your damn money right. If you God don't already showed you, and you don't have the confirmation, and you really got discernment, you better go ahead and plan your escape and get out of there right now as we speak, man. Don't play around with it. This can get very serious. Especially my narc sister, a narc I had to move. My mother is a narcissist. I had to feed her with a long handle spoon. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what you got to. You gotta feed them. You gotta feed them with a long handle spoon, man. That's your mama. So you gotta honor and respect your mama, but you ain't gotta deal with them. You ain't gotta be over there letting them manipulate you and play all type of crackhead games with them. You just gotta, you know what I mean, set them boundaries for her. Set them boundaries and make them respect and value your opinion and what you stand for. It's a respectful way to deal with your mama if she a narcissist, you know? Exactly. My sister was a narc. I had to remove her from my home last week. Yeah. She your sister, but you ain't gotta hang out with her. You just respect her. That's all that is. Don't tell her your business. Don't let her manipulate you. And you did the right thing. When they get to talking crazy, get them the hell from around you, man. That's setting real boundaries. You're not finna come over here and aggravate my space. No, you're not. Narc would still try to hoover and gaslight me from jail. Man, get him. Stop answering the phone call. That's an easy one now. Jennifer Fortune said, I appreciate you. Okay, that's what's up. Look, if anybody need coaching sessions, if y'all appreciate me, look, email the real DSlimOG at gmail.com. Not the fake one, but the real one at the real DSlimOG at gmail.com. Donations are accepted at Cash App, $ DEBOY10. And I appreciate everybody that's been liking, subscribing, and coming over here, man, and rocking with the boy. We're going to keep this thing coming. At the niece boss, and I agree. I'm just keeping a safe distance from my family, but it's still a struggle. Yeah, I know it's hard, man, being away from your, your mama. You know what I mean? That's a hard one, man. But you got to keep it real. They're a demon. They're a demon. That's how God gonna look at them. God ain't gonna have. God's not a particular God. He ain't gonna be like, oh well, this your mama. She been a demon, but just cause she your mama, I'm gonna let man. God ain't gonna give a damn. Depart from me, you cool work over iniquity. I never knew you. So think about that one. At Shelton, I feel you. Going through it with family members, set boundaries and move in silence. Yeah, just set boundaries. Yeah, set boundaries, man. Don't tell them what you got going on. Don't let them all be over your house. You know, you ain't got to do all that. Going to eat dinner with them. You know, just deal with them with a long handle spoon, man. You know what I mean? Do not only your family members, anybody that's a friend that you just didn't want to cut off like that, or it might be somebody at the job. Say like you got somebody at work. You know, you ain't gonna quit your damn job because you're working with a narcissist. You're just gonna become boring to them. You know what I mean? You're gonna come cold to them. You're gonna become distant to them. That way, that'll push them away from always want to talk to you because energy don't lie. You know, unless they just crazy and want to talk to a damn brick wall. But become a brick wall, man. That's what you got to do. And that's just setting boundaries. And after a while, they're gonna catch on and learn that, hey, you know what? I guess she just don't want to be bothered, man. So it is what it is. Yep. Yep, man. Need gave that bullseye. For all widows out there, look for the red flags. They think they have met, but I move in silence. Yeah, you got to, man. Yeah, what's going on, China? China in the building. Salute to your queen. Yeah, we in here, man. We're just in here, man. Came in here for a little while. We're just talking about the narcissist, man, about people that's being abused by the narcissist, that they don't have to be ashamed that they did nothing. It was the narcissist that should be ashamed. Yeah, you should never be ashamed and not want to reach out for help or not want to tell people your story because it's somebody else that's going through the same thing as you on tonight. You know that they're gonna look at you and what you've been through, and they're gonna look at that as strength. You know what I mean? So you don't got to be shamed, guys, man. If you in a narcissistic relationship or a relationship with a female that's disrespecting you, she don't value you, she don't appreciate you. You got to boss up, man, and be a king and learn how to get away from anybody who don't value you. Queen, if you with a man right now that don't value you, that don't respect you, you know, just manipulate you, that he's cheating on you, putting his hands on you, you gotta love yourself enough to get away from a man because the devil can't love you. A devil don't have no empathy, so they don't care about how you feeling. They don't care that you need your feet rubbed. They don't care nothing about none of that. So love yourself, value yourself, and you gotta be able to get from around the scheming demon, man. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate everybody, man. She say, hold on, let's go back. Let me see what she say. Randy Lynn said, I sincerely thank y'all for all the advice. Hey, man, we here. This we family. This a nation. Shout out to everybody at the Stay Silent movement. Man, she is so nasty with her mouth. She wants to come visit, but I can't. I can't. Her energy is horrible, negative. She's always depressed. I mean, first of all, her mouth nasty and disrespectful. Then she don't even supposed to be around you anyway. Don't ever let somebody come around you devaluing you, man. You know who you is. No, you're not gonna talk to me crazy. If you're gonna talk crazy, then you're gonna stay where the hell you at outside, man. That's where you're gonna stay at. China says we need to we need to do one on divorcing the NAR. Hey man, we sure can. Just gotta hit me up and let me know when you wanna run it. Let me know when you wanna run it, man. You know, that's right. How to divorce the NAR. Let's do it. See, we get a couple more before we get out of here. They are nonstop seeking to sleep with anything or anybody. They will move from person to person. There are jealous people pretending to support you. You know, that's real crazy, man. You know, that's real crazy. I'm glad you said that, dear boy. That's good discernment. That's why we have to pay attention, man, to people that's around you, you know, and watch people actions, not just what they say. Because you got a lot of fakers and you got a lot of pretenders, and your enemies, they coming with smiles anyway. You know, people, they not genuine no more, man. So that's very true. That's why you gotta have discernment and you gotta trust God, and He show you who people really is, man. Really is, man. You gotta be ready to cut them off. You gotta be ready to cut people off who ain't really rocking with you. You gotta say, I like this live stream. Thank you. Shit, thank you. Appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, man. They prey on widows. They think they got me, but I move in silence. I had to remove from all of them. Hell, they prey on anybody. They prey on anybody who they think they could bust a move on. She said, I see the screens is all a scam. It is other people out here that will love you. So why love or not? That's right, man. And we're gonna be talking about that more. About the life after the narcissist. About can you really find love after the narcissist? I like what you said, Queen. I think we can. You know, why would God withhold anything back from a king or a queen, man? I don't think. I think so. That's a great one right there. The verse says, "We thank you for all you do. Keep it real. Scheming demon T-shirts coming real soon." Yeah, man. We working on all that. And I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep on hitting the thumbs up, like, sharing, and subscribing, man. I can't do it without y'all, man. Turtle says, the truth. It's hard. I just divorced one and he is still running and taking me back to court. Yeah, because they think you their property. They don't want to let you go. But they got to let you go. They got to let you go. But yeah, man, don't be ashamed, guys. If you find yourself, if you in a relationship tonight and you find yourself stressed out by yourself and you secluded and your mama don't know what's going on and your daddy and none of your friends don't know what's going on because you're too embarrassed to tell them that the person that you thought really loved you really turned out to be nothing but a liar, a fake, a manipulator, a narcissist and a scheming demon, and you just hurt, man, because you just can't find to tell your mama that you might gotta move back home, or that you might gotta go to a shelter, or you might gotta sleep in your car, you lost your job dealing with the scheming demon. You know, it's an embarrassing situation, but you don't got to be shamed. The narcissist is the one who need to be shamed, man, and they gonna one who gonna pay. Yeah, you're gonna get back right in due time. Yeah, I know your feelings a little hurt and your heart broke, but God gonna get you back together, man. And I hope somebody got somebody this message on tonight, man. Like I said, man, I hope somebody it fell on good ground. You know what I mean? You know, and somebody will take this word and give it to somebody else, man. If you heal, give it to somebody else, let somebody else get somebody of it, man. But you don't got to be embarrassed. You don't got to be shamed. If any of us really truly been in love with a scheming demon, I know y'all all can relate and y'all know what I'm talking about, man. So, until the next time, man, y'all already know what it is, man. And I want y'all to go check out the video drop today. I appreciate all the support. Let me say this before I go to all my YouTubers. Stay consistent with your videos because you never know when your next video is going to blow. You just never know when the next video that you're going to post is going to go viral. But always keep it real with yourself, keep it real with God, and keep it real with your subscribers, man. I love y'all. Until the next time, knowledge is power and stay solid as the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom. Y'all have a blessed night, man. We out.